Hi guys, my name is Kimmel, and I review movie history, prepare you for your movie future. And we are going to be doing a Star Wars tier rank. That is right, everybody. So I hope everyone is ready. Here are our tiers. We got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. So S tier are like all-time classics. A tier are movies I do like. Matter of fact, I might even love. B tier movies movies that are masterpieces are S. Movies I love are A. B I like. C they're okay. D could live without them. Can get maybe guilty pleasure out of them, but not really all that good. And F absolutely awful. So we shall start with the earliest in the timeline, which is The Acolyte. Now listen, I had a lot of problems with this show. I personally did not like it, so I am placing it immediately in F. I did not much care for the show. I am someone who is a big Star Wars fan, so when it broke canon quite a bit, I didn't like that the director putting her wife in a role. I have nothing against gays. I have a friend who was gay. My uncle was gay. But it's just, I don't like it when people try to use Star Wars to push an agenda. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it, and it doesn't make it Star Wars. She claims she's a big Star Wars fan, but I have a hard time believing that considering the show she gave us. So there was nothing that really appealed to me. When they told me that they were going to be going back before, like, what was it? 100 years before the birth of Anakin Skywalker, I was like, awesome, we get to see the Jedi at their peak. No, it's just more of the same. Jedi evil, people good, Sith maybe morally gray. Yeah, no, that's not the Star Wars I grew up on at all. All right, next, but definitely not least, is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, listen, I grew up in the sequel trilogy, so I might have a little bit of bias here. It does have its problems, especially in the dialogue, I would say is its primary problem. However, I do get enjoyment out of it. Do I think they killed Darth Maul too soon? Absolutely. Do I think there were a lot of changes that could be made and a lot of simple changes that could be made? Yeah, absolutely. So, for all of that being said, I can't place it and I love it. I can't place it and it's fantastic. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. You know what? We'll even move that down to C. It's all. Nah, isn't B? It's alright. Maybe I'll get rid of D. There we go. So, classic. Love it. Like it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. You know, it's whatever. It just exists in my opinion, and I absolutely hate it. Now, time for Star Wars Episode 2. So, for Episode 2, I gotta say, it to me is the weakest of the sequel trilogy to the Star Wars universe. And I would love to put it in I like it, considering I think it does have a lot of redeemable qualities in it, in particular the end, but it by far has the worst dialogue and spends way too much time on Padme and Anakin. So I might have to put our first one in C. Now, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This is going to go all the way up to S tier for me. Now, while I do admit it has its flaws, I love this movie. Seeing Anakin turn to the dark side, all that stuff, and a lot of people say it didn't make sense. It made sense to me, especially when later on in my life they introduced the Clone Wars. It had a lot more context and made that movie even that much more better. So I really do love Revenge of the Sith. It is one of my two favorite Star Wars films. Next, what takes place after? Oh, we skipped one. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie. Automatically going in. Yeah, it's not like abysmal or anything, but it's gonna go in C. Along with Attack the, I gotta move Attack Clones up to B. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna change my mind there. But Yeah, the Clone Wars. I mean, it was just 4 episodes of the Clone Wars TV shows, sewn up together to make one movie, and it shows quite a bit, and not very good episodes at that. Next up, is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Now, I'm judging this as a whole, and I am throwing it up in A. It is a damn good show. It did take 3 seasons for it to really hit its stride out of, what was it, 7? Yeah, 7 seasons, and those last 2 seasons being kind of short. So, we had 2 bad seasons and 2 okay seasons, and then, like, 3 really good seasons. So, I'm going to put it in A. Not quite S tier, but almost. All right. What do we got next? Sorry, I did put these in order, and some reason it just did not stay that way. I have no idea why. Solo. So I do find this to be a fun film. I do not find it to be a great film, but it is a fun kind of swashbuckling action film in Star Wars, and I can appreciate that. It gives you a little bit of a glimpse in the underworld. It's not the perfect movie. It had a really bad time in behind the scenes. So for what we did get, I think it is a pretty solid movie. Yeah, there's no Jedi, no lightsabers or anything like that, but on a boots to the ground level, a really good movie, and I'm putting it in the I like it. Next, we are going to be going to, I think we're going to do Rebels. Rebels. So I don't like this one as much as Clone Wars. I want to put it in A, but I wouldn't say it was quite that good. So I'm going to have to stick it in B. Now hear me out. I do like Star Wars Rebels, but the first 2 seasons were not that great, and I would even say that the 4th season ended on a little bit of not so good. No, the best part, I would say, is the last 1 or 2 episodes of Season 2 and all of Season 3, and then Season 4 wasn't as good as Season 3, so I have to put it in I like it. All right, now moving on, we are getting into I believe Obi-Wan Kenobi takes place in between Episode 3 and Episode 4. There were things I liked about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I can't say I liked it. I could go with or without it. It's there, it exists. It's not what I would have done with the show, but it is there. So I'm going to leave it right there in Tier C. Let's see, up next, we got... all the shows take place in between 3 and 4. No, Rogue One. Rogue One is absolutely A tier. It is a phenomenal movie. It is maybe the only Disney movie you will see up above B. And it is a damn good movie. I love the director of it. I think he did a great job making it, and I can't wait to see what he does next. I've loved the majority of his movies so far. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And this one in particular, I thought it was cool how it tied into Episode 4. And it had a great cast of characters, had pretty good story beats. I don't know. I really liked Rogue One. All right, now we are going to be going into Star Wars Episode 4. Now, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but I'm not just going to put it in S because of the legendary status it is. I'm going to put it in A. Unfortunately, Star Wars Episode 4 has dated. Yes, that is part of the charm of the movie. However, you cannot say the movie has not dated a little, not only in visual effects, but in acting and directing. In all aspects, that movie has aged a little, and that's not a bad thing. It can add to the charm, but it has aged, and some of George Lucas's writing shows through on it, so I cannot put it in S tier, although I do recognize the legacy of Star Wars that it started. So I will place it in A because I do love that movie. Next, The Empire Strikes Back, going straight up to S tier. Absolutely the best Star Wars movie ever is The Empire Strikes Back. So it will go right there, right next to Revenge of the Sith. Now, Return of the Jedi. I am also going to place this in A. It is a very good movie. It is a great movie. I love that movie, but it is not hit quite as good as the two in S. I feel like it was two movies that they slammed into one movie, and I feel like George Lucas maybe wanted to make it two movies, and then you get the Ewoks and stuff like that, which weren't a problem for me. I grew up watching like that. But I don't know. I feel like it belongs in A. It is an A plus movie, but just not an S movie. Now, moving on to post Fall of the Empire. I believe next. Oh, we missed one, guys, between episodes 3 and 4. Andor. Andor didn't quite connect to me as it did to some others. So I am going to have to place it right next to the movie that had the character Andor itself and place it in A. Now, I do like that it was a little more mature. I did feel like it was a little slow moving, and there were some characters to focus on I didn't much care for. But overall, I do think it was a very well made, written and made and directed and acted Star Wars show, with maybe the only good live-action Disney Star Wars show. Next, we got The Mandalorian. This, if it was only the first 2 seasons, I would happily place it in A. I will put it in S. All shows have a down. I really should be putting it in A, but I'm going to put it in S because the first 2 seasons were top tier Star Wars, in my opinion. By the way, I want everyone to remember, this is just my ranking. This is not, I'm not saying that these are how your ranking should be. This is just my personal feelings. Now, moving on to Book of Boba Fett. What? Shoot me, why don't you? No, God, no, God, please, James, no, don't! No, but seriously, guys. Wait, don't be typing in the comments. Hold on, hear me out. Book of Boba Fett, I do think it had some redeeming qualities. I do think it was a little bit better than the, you know what? I just remembered something. Robert Rodriguez brings a certain style with him, and it kind of shows in Star Wars, and it's not something I would have wanted in Star Wars, and unfortunately we got it in Star Wars. So I did knock it out for that. I remember the bikers with like the mechanical arms stuff. It was like a mix of Alita Battle Angel and Desperado meets Star Wars. I don't know. It was weird. All right. Last of the post-Fall of the Empire TV shows is Ahsoka. I am putting this in B because I did enjoy it. It was flawed, without a doubt, but it was a good show, in my opinion. I did like it. I thought there were some good merits to it. It was good seeing Ahsoka again. It was good seeing Ezra again. But there are some issues I have with it. A lot of them being Ezra unwilling to use a lightsaber all of a sudden. Us not getting to see him being reunited with Hera and them. But anyways, if you guys want, I can do a full-on review of all this and all these shows. And yeah. So, next is Star Wars The Force Awakens. I would happily say, even though it was a cheap knockoff, I would put it in A. I would. But where we saw where that trilogy went, I have to put it in B. It was the perfect setup for a good trilogy. It really was. And then Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi came out, and that all just went to. So I gotta put it in B. It's okay. Now, The Last Jedi. This may surprise some, but I'm also putting it in B. It's okay. I don't mind it. I don't get all of the hate that people get for it. There are some things. Actually, I'm gonna. Oh God. We'll come back to that one. Give me a minute. The Rise of Skywalker, easily F. This whole trilogy was just trying, you know what, I'm moving this one down too. This whole trilogy was just trying to undo what was done in the film beforehand. And I don't like that. So, anyways, there's my ranking, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a big old like and leave your best spice heads down in the comment section below. Do not forget to hit that bell to be notified on future videos. If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button. Leave your best spice heads down in the comment section below. And this is McKeon signing off. I will see you guys next time.